Welcome back, everyone, to the fifth episode of the Not the Play podcast. Crazy, we've come this far already, 5 episodes, but here we are. We have a very special guest coming on today, our fellow Sanex bomber, Max Klare, now Purdue tight end. He'll be coming on later today. We have a nice sports recap to go over with you guys, including the big win by the Bengals over the Chiefs this past weekend. So, I think that's where we got to start off.
Got to start off right there.
Yeah.
Bengals the best team in the AFC?
I fear that the Bengals have won the Super Bowl.
I fear that
I fear that the Bengals are heating up at the right time and no one is stopping them.
And I would be very nervous if I was not on the Bengals side.
It reminds me a lot of what they did last year. Because they looked super sketch until like week 10, and then they looked like they got their stuff together. And then people still doubted them. And then they played the Chiefs for the in Cincy, and they won. And that's when everyone realized that this team was legit. And I think that's like the same thing this year. Jamar looked really good last week. So it looks like they're fully back and they look good.
Mixon comes back Sunday too. Big factor for the Bengals.
I mean, but like what I've seen last 2-3 weeks with P. Ryan.
Yeah,
it's scary.
It's
scary. Your RB2 is putting up that yards.
Scary. You got like a three-headed monster back there with Travion Williams too, who doesn't get enough love or
seriously. And Chris Evans.
I honestly think that it would not be the stupidest thing in the world if Samaje Perine keeps on doing what he's doing, and they end up cutting Mixon to get rid of that because he's getting paid so much. And if you know, because like a running back's the most replaceable position on the field, and if you have Samaje doing stuff like that, I think you really think about cutting Mixon to save like $13 million next year to sign someone else.
I wouldn't say cutting. I think
they're not going to cut him, but
I mean, they have to get rid of that contract somehow because they have to pay Burrow and Jamar, and like they have to pay a lot of dudes these next coming years, and they need as much cap as they can get.
Yeah,
I can see them doing some like Pollard and Zeke where they just split touches.
Yeah.
I think T. Higgins will probably sign for a lower than expected deal. Honestly, I think he's going to want to stay there.
Yeah, but I think he's also earned wide receiver one money.
He has,
but I feel like he wants to stay in that connection he has with Burrow.
I think every single skill player wants to get one big contract because football is so like you don't know what's going to happen. Like he could get a career-ending injury next week. So I think every player wants to get like at least some sort of cushion for that first contract, and then maybe after. I think he's going to stay in Cincy. I think they're going to work out a deal, but I don't think he's going to take like that much of a pay cut just because he's earned his wide receiver one money and he wants it just in case anything would ever happen bad to him.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, let's talk about your Brownies. Deshaun Watson back.
Let's start with Mets. How did you honestly think Deshaun looked in this first game?
I mean, he not even objectively, he looked like a horrible quarterback. Like Jacoby Brissett was a much better quarterback in the last 10, 11 weeks than he was. But at the same time, like going in, I knew that was going to happen. I wish that he played a little bit better, but luckily we played the Texans and they're one of the worst NFL teams I've seen in the last 10 years. So it didn't really matter, but this week he's gonna have to step up his game a lot if we want any shot at beating the Bengals, which I don't know if we're gonna beat them. I know Burrow's never beaten the Browns, but I'm just feeling that he's so due and it might be a blowout. So I don't know. He looked pretty bad, but I think he won't be fully to himself until like next year at some point.
Do you think that keep doing? Wait, what did you say, Nelson?
I'm more confident in the Bengals beating the Chiefs than I am with them beating the Browns. Like I'm just putting that out there. Like I'm more nervous for this game this week than I was last week.
Well, Tom was saying it before he went on. He was saying like this can be classic Bengals. We're gonna beat the Chiefs and we're gonna look like the best team in the AFC. We're gonna somehow lose to the Cleveland Browns. Like
classic.
Then go back and beat the Bucks the next week.
Yeah.
Do you think the Browns keep doing what they did last week and like Mixon, Brissett, and Watson? You know what I'm talking about?
It was like that play was a little weird. I think what I thought was gonna happen because it was 3rd and 1, if I remember correctly. I thought they were gonna bring him in for the sneak just because he's like a 90% overall career like sneak getting that first down, and they don't want to hurt Watson. So I think I could see that, but I just see like I was listening to Stefanski's interview earlier today or yesterday, and he was just saying how like this is Deshaun's team and like he's our quarterback moving forward basically no matter what happens because he's getting paid $231 million guaranteed. Like you have to play him no matter how he plays.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting to see like their packages and how it ends up.
But I feel like you got to respect your team if like he keeps throwing the ball like he did.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's definitely a thought. I mean, if we're in a position to win the game and he's playing like that, I think they might put in Brissett to see what he can do and try to close out the game. But I don't know. I like Deshaun more than I like Brissett out there just because I feel like Deshaun's ceiling is obviously way more high than Jacoby Brissett's. But I could see that if he's playing really bad and we're losing a lot and he needs to go in for a little bit.
I think if the Browns lose like a couple more games, they're just going to play Deshaun the rest of the year because there's no way.
There's nothing to lose. You need to knock off the rust. He hasn't played in 700 days.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah, I was gonna say it's not that great of a NFL week. Like I feel like nothing really crazy happened.
Nothing crazy.
The Bengals were the highlight.
Dude, the
Bengals Chiefs is the best game of the week.
Jimmy G got hurt. That was
big.
big.
Brock
Mr.
Purdy.
Irrelevant coming in the save
I,
this
I,
season.
I wish Baker signed there. That would have been awesome.
That would have been.
Yeah, I feel like he'd fit that system perfectly.
He's not.
Imagine Baker playing the Bengals in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I would cry. I actually cried.
Well, I think Jimmy G's supposed to be back. If
the
hypothetically they make the NFC Championship, I think he's supposed to be back by then.
I just can't see them bringing him back in the NFC Championship if whoever else was playing quarterback already won a playoff game or two.
Yeah.
I don't know. Their defense is I think is going to carry them throughout the playoffs, no matter how far they go.
The Niners are a very good team, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
Who's better in the NFC, Niners or Cowboys?
I think the Cowboys.
Or the Eagles.
I think the Cowboys are better all around team than the Eagles. I just think their offense is so explosive and they have arguably the number one defense in the league.
Yeah, for sure.
But they'll find a way to choke in the playoffs.
Exactly.
Classic Cowboys.
I mean, like you can tell, we can say whatever we want, but like when it gets down to it, like there's really like I can see the Eagles coming out of the NFC for sure, Niners for sure, because I think Shanahan can make an offense around whoever, doesn't matter who. So I mean, if it's Brock Purdy, I mean, you still have Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah.
Like Deebo Samuel who can run the ball. So it's like he can make that offense so simple for Brock Purdy. And that defense is elite. I mean, that I could so easily see the Niners going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I think they're actually really good. Like they're different this year than they have been in the past, I feel like.
Yeah. Hey, we're 5 podcasts in, and I think the first podcast we did a little like early Super Bowl matchup. But I mean, it's not too late. Like late, I feel like we could like honestly say like a good Super Bowl prediction right now.
Bengals Cowboys, that's mine.
Wow.
I
What do you
think
got with Mets?
I think that it's going to be. I honestly, I feel like it's going to be a weird AFC. Like I feel like it's not going to be the Chiefs, Bills, or Bengals. I feel like for some reason I just have a weird feeling about the Titans. Like I know they haven't looked great, but I just feel it. Just listen to me. Listen. The Bengals last year, no one predicted them to go to the Super Bowl. No one would predict them to beat the Chiefs. And then like I feel like the Bengals aren't going to repeat. And if I had to pick one, it's like my heart says the Chiefs, but I just feel like that's not going to happen. I just feel like some team that we're not going to think of is going to get super hot and somehow beat those 3 teams.
It's just the Titans, dude.
Yeah, I don't.
Tannehill with no wide receivers is not.
He has no weapons other than Henry.
Treylon Burks is pretty good, but
like
he got.
I don't know how long
did you see that hit?
I'm not saying. I'm just saying a team like the Titans, a team that like sneaks in at like the 5 seed, like somehow makes
Titans
it.
Like the Ravens.
The Ravens, yeah, if they get healthy, I could see I don't know. I mean, I just like my heart says the Chiefs just because I think they're the best team in the AFC, even though they just lost to the Bengals. But I just feel like it's not going to be the Chiefs, Bills, or Bengals. It's going to be one of the teams that gets super hot at the right time.
I agree with Mets. I feel like I'm going to take a sneaky like Dolphins team making a run.
I could see the Dolphins going. Like they're so good.
The Dolphins offense is electric. And then I honestly on the NFC side, I feel the same thing. I feel like the Vikings can make a sneaky run to make the Super Bowl.
I mean, I have a hard time. Like, I really do think that this Cowboys team is like actually legit.
Yeah,
like I know like they've always choked in the past, but like what you said, like it's just like with the 49ers, it's just something different about the vibe of this team. that like I just feel like they're destined. Like they're just like even they're not going to get OBJ because it's physical. That's something else we can talk about where he's going to end up. But they just look so good. They're playing together. Their defense is good. Dak's playing good. Zeke and Pollard. Like I don't know. I just feel like they're gonna come out the NFC for sure.
I just love how we all like mutually agree. Like it's just not the Vikings. Like
Yeah.
it's just like it's like
Wow.
it's
I said the
not
Vikings.
Connor thinks it's the
I said the
Do
Vikings.
you think Kirk Cousins is a Super Bowl quarterback? Like, do you think he can take his team?
I don't, but I think that the team that they built
Around
around
him.
him is a Super
Yeah.
Bowl caliber team.
I think it is. I literally think Kirk Cousins is holding that team back. Like he
Like,
will be the
yeah.
he will be the reason they don't go.
I
it's-
think the Bucks have a better chance of going to the
I
Super Bowl
agree.
than the Vikings.
Well, yeah, you also
I don't know, dude.
Brady.
The Bucks look bad. Like they right now.
they are bad. They are bad, but that's what I'm saying.
Also, Tom Brady's so bad.
Tom Brady new
Yeah, he's
girlfriend.
so back.
New girlfriend.
So
He's
back.
so bad. He's I mean,
Like
Is that
unbelievably back.
confirmed though? Like
I don't know. It's like I mean, I've seen her stories on like that I've seen on like from Twitter. Like she's like in Tampa and like a lot of
I
people.
heard it in the Hummer.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. He's back. He's 3-1.
No, he's all the way back.
The only one loss coming to the Browns, by the way. The only one.
You can't count out the GOAT. You just can't.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know,
I mean,
we should have known. We should have known. Like
You should've known.
like if you're gonna have your ex-wife see the trainer, right? I
Yeah,
mean, you know he's coming with
He's
Oh,
coming back. He's coming.
with some vengeance. Okay.
Hey, also on the topic of Giselle, did you guys see the thing on Twitter of her and AB?
AB. I think that's got to be a deep fake.
So
You
fake.
think, oh
Holy-
shit.
Max Klare.
One word.
I did not tell him to join yet.
Yeah, seriously.
Back
The
to back.
guests just love hopping in.
They just
Yeah,
love
they
it.
do. He's got to put his there. Slow
There he
down. There he is.
up?
up,
Welcoming the fourth guest we've had on the podcast, Mr. Max Klare.
How's it going?
Good.
Max was actually one of the first people to know about the podcast when we
That's right.
created
That's
it.
right.
We're actually going to try to get you as like a
Big
full member.
supporter.
I think, weren't we, Tom?
We were thinking about it.
Hey, Connor, what's that background right there?
You like that? You like that?
No, that's not it.
Who's winning the Big
Hey,
Ten?
this year is gonna be different though.
Indiana, Purdue, in basketball.
Purdue, dude. Purdue's
I think
insane.
Purdue's
Good
an
question.
all-around better team. I think Zach Edey is so good.
Dude, I don't know.
Purdue's not.
Disgusting.
Trace is the GOAT. You can't not say.
Trace? Come on.
Max, who's your early Super Bowl prediction?
The Bengals. What you talking about?
Who they-
Yeah, the Bengals.
Who
We're
they
gonna
playing?
win it all.
Who they playing?
Who they playing? Oh man, that's a good question. I'm not too sure.
It's got to be the Cowboys, right?
We said Cowboys or 49ers prior to.
The 49ers?
Yeah.
Oh man, I don't know about that one.
You don't know about it? What do you mean?
I don't know about that one.
You don't think they're good?
You think the 49ers?
I think they're solid. And the NFC is weak this year. I think whoever comes out the AFC is going to win it this year.
I agree.
I think the Bengals got it this year for sure.
Let's hope so, dude. All right, Tom, should we move into some of the questions we kind of had for Max?
Yeah, sure. So first, I want to ask one of my own questions first, Max. You got to tell me what's your favorite St. X football memory and then what's your favorite St. X baseball memory? I want to hear both those.
All right, I got you. Okay, football. We'll start with football. I would say it's got to be the state championship. I mean, nothing really beats a state championship in high school sports. So, I mean, that whole run, the whole playoff run was just crazy. The Lakota West game, the Springfield game. I mean, every game kind of just came down to the wire until that last game against Pickton. I mean, that was a blowout. So it was a lot of fun.
Max,
I mean, it's got to be the
on that-
state championship.
on that topic, like, was the vibe like different for that championship team than the year after?
I mean, yeah, it was definitely a little different. I mean, we had a lot of good leaders both years, I thought. So, I mean, I don't know. It was just, I'm not sure what it was our senior year, but we definitely had the guys to win it our senior year. It just didn't work out. So, I mean, both the years we had great leadership and great players. So, I would say it was honestly pretty similar, but I would say a little different too. A little different.
Talk a little bit about how, like, because I know you were hurt for most of your junior year, but then you
Yeah.
came back in the playoffs. Like, talk about like how hard that was to like watch, them win the GCL and like you couldn't get out there and play.
Yeah, no, that definitely was tough. I mean, obviously not being able to play a sport that you love. I mean,
Yeah.
it's tough. I mean, especially when you have to watch it on the sideline and then go to practice every day, just standing there and watching. I mean, it's not easy, but it was definitely still a lot of fun seeing them win. I mean, that's all you want to see in the end of the day is us winning. So
Yep.
it was cool either way.
All right, yeah, let's hear the baseball one now,
All
man.
right, baseball.
Go a lot of different ways here.
Oh shoot, I'm gonna go with junior year. Obviously, we won the GCL. You got to go with that. I mean, winning the GCL in baseball. I mean, it doesn't happen too often for St. X. I mean, it's hard, and that was a lot of fun. Every GCL game seemed like it was like one of the best days. So
Yeah.
like, I mean, that was a lot of fun, and
I remember
obviously our run.
that game. You hit the home run when we won. We clinched the GCL that game. That might have been the farthest ball I've ever seen hit. That
At
ball.
Elder,
That was launch at Elder.
that ball was crushed.
And I remember the video they posted on like the St. X Ball Twitter. You're like dead sprinting like all the way to second base, and the ball was gone like 5 seconds ago, and you're still sprinting.
I mean, you guys couldn't pimp him, right? That's what I remember.
We were
you
told
talking
not
about.
to.
No,
Yeah.
I'm
not,
gonna be
not on that
honest.
standard.
Yeah, honestly, I didn't really. I hit it, but I didn't like. I don't know. I didn't think it was. I thought it had a chance, but
Yeah.
I didn't really know. And then I looked, and I was like, "Oh, that's gone." So
I think
Yeah, that
it's
was
also
funny.
like it's also like super hard. I feel like in high school at least to like pimp your home runs because it's like one, like you're in high school, so like it's not like you have your own like like thing that you can do. The coach is like still like pressing down on you, but it's also like you don't really get a feel because you play in so many different fields. Like you don't really know because like Elder's right field is like that's a deep park, so like you don't really know and you don't get a feel of like each team. Where like the MLB they know just because they know like how hard they hit and stuff. It's just like hard to like know to pimp a home run and stuff like that.
yeah, no, it's tough for sure. I don't think I'll ever be good at that.
Yeah.
No.
What
But
do you think was like
yeah.
your crazy? Your junior year, how many home runs do you hit? 6, I think,
Yeah, something like that.
something like that. What was your like most memorable home? Was it the Elder? I feel like from like our perspective, I probably would say that home run you hit against Moeller our senior year. Do you remember that, Tom and Metz?
Yeah, I do remember
Huge
that.
home run.
That was just
That
huge.
was
momentum
because
building.
Moeller was #1 in state and won. That's why.
My favorite home run though was definitely this year against Moeller.
Yeah.
I got so excited with that one.
Oh,
And then we
yeah.
ended up pulling out the win.
Yeah.
That win was just electric
That
all
was
around.
crazy.
Dude, that was crazy. If we could have kept that energy,
I know.
man.
It's tough.
It's all right. So I got some questions here, Q&A from the audience. I'll give you first one. Evan Searles asked, who's the best college wide receiver and why is the answer Charlie Jones? So if you don't know, Charlie Jones, stud wide receiver on Purdue. So you can go along with that, Max.
I mean, yeah, I think Charlie Jones is the best receiver in the Big Ten. I don't know why he didn't win it.
Yeah.
I mean, but I mean, his stats speak for itself. I mean, his catches, you can look him up. I mean, he has some amazing catches. He's just doing it all. I mean, he's running with the ball. And yeah, no, I think Charlie's obviously, I'm going to go with Charlie any day.
He is a stud.
All
He
right.
had a hell of a season for sure.
Yeah.
Next, Max, this one's from Brody Cook, Purdue's next coach. Jeff Brom left. So you got any ideas that might be? He's not going to say.
Yeah, no, I've heard some rumors, but I'm not going to speculate. It's hard. I really don't know anything more than you guys do. So
How does that go down?
Yeah.
How does that go down when a coach leaves a program like a big football program like Purdue, a Power 5 school? How's that work, Max?
Did he
Like,
spell accept wrong or?
So
Right.
I saw that text. You got to answer that.
yeah, so really what happened, like there was just a bunch of like once the Louisville coach left, we kind of all knew like this would probably be his time to leave.
Yeah.
Especially after the 2 years he just had. I mean, Louisville's obviously his hometown and a place where it kind of makes sense for him to go. But yeah, after that we kind of, we thought about it. We thought he might be gone. And then a few days later, we had a meeting. We got a little text on our phone, meet here at this time. And then, he came in and talked for a little bit. And then there he's gone. So it's kind of crazy. Yeah, I don't really know what to think of it. It all just happens so fast. I mean, it's just like that. It's just college sports.
How's like the vibe with like your teammates? Like, is it like kind of like gloomy, or is like you guys like how's the vibe right now? Like after he left and after you guys got that news?
Yeah, no, I would say it's I don't think a lot of people know what to think at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, still trying to wait and see like what happens next.
Mhm.
I feel like there's a little bit of I don't know, maybe just nervousness for what's going to happen next, who's going to be our next coach.
Yeah.
And then we'll see what happens then. But yeah.
So you guys, for your bowl game, you guys play LSU. Is that correct?
Yeah, LSU in Orlando.
Where?
Where's that, Max?
Orlando.
Ooh.
So when do you guys leave?
We leave 26th or 27th. We got to be back to 26th that night, and then we leave 27th. So
Gotcha.
So who's going to be your interim head coach for that?
Brian Brom.
Is he the
That's
coordinator?
brother. Yeah, he's like the assistant offensive coordinator. But yeah.
Very nice. Very nice.
When we had Donnie on our podcast, Max, they kind of talked about how that, like, once you reach a bowl game, it's basically like a Christmas. Like, you're about to receive an
Oh, yeah.
absurd amount of gear, dude.
Mhm.
Yeah, obviously I haven't experienced that yet, so I'm kind of excited. That'll be fun.
Speaking of like bowl games a little bit, obviously it's not a bowl game, but like talk about the Big Ten championship last week and like how that was and like your experience with it. Cause I'm obviously like you playing in a Big Ten championship. Not a lot of people can say that they did that. So like just kind of give us like an insight of like what it was and like how it was.
Yeah, no, that was pretty cool. It was really exciting. I mean, the crowd was crazy. The environment was crazy. A lot of Michigan fans. But obviously I was just rolling out on my scooter with my foot in my cast. So it was pretty funny. But it was fun to watch. I mean, we played a really good game. I mean, we were right in it until the end there. So we definitely had a chance, I thought.
Sure.
But if we just held out there, but it was a cool experience.
Yeah, I thought you guys actually had a chance to pull that one out. I mean, at halftime, you guys were practically dominating the game. Michigan's a second half team, but if you guys could have just converted a little more times in the red zone, I thought you guys could have actually pulled that one out. But that was a good play by you guys.
Definitely.
This is what Max sent Tom
Oh,
and
there
I
you
as
go.
walking out onto the field, casually walking out into a Big Ten championship.
Oh, it's not loading. Is it playing for you guys?
Are you able to see it?
No.
You
I
can
don't
see
know
like
why
the
it's-
picture, but
I don't know why you're not able to watch it. There we go.
that's crazy.
Yeah, I think I got it.
That's just like not many
That's
people
wild.
can definitely say that they've reached a bowl game. That's crazy. I mean, a
Yeah. I mean, you
Big
you
Ten
had a
championship.
few more videos of like game time walking out through the tunnel. That
Hey,
was
here's a video of us running out right here. It's kind of cool.
Damn.
See all the
That's crazy.
smoke.
That's sick.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Damn.
But it was fun. It was a lot of fun.
some Boilermakers, man.
How was it? Because like obviously like the Big Ten West, like it was pretty up for grabs this year. Like how was the locker room right after you guys found out that you were gonna play Michigan in the Big Ten championship and like go through that of how you guys won and like just like the environment with the locker room and stuff?
I mean, yeah. I mean, the Indiana game, it was kind of after that we kind of found out because obviously Iowa played the night before and then they lost. So we knew we were playing for something right there. And after that, it was kind of crazy, just knowing that, I mean, no one on the team has done that before. So it was a new experience for all of us. And it was a lot of excitement.
I think I was chilled with you when that Nebraska game was happening.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
we
we
were
were-
watching that
As
game.
Nebraska was just smoking them, we were just like, dude, you might be
Yeah.
going to a Big Ten championship.
That was crazy.
Yeah, wasn't that Purdue's like first Big Ten West championship? Or like their
Yeah,
first.
yeah.
I think
the
it
first
was,
one.
yeah.
That's
That's-
crazy.
That's a big deal.
It is.
Now, Max, I ask every guest this. You're a big guy. You're a
Yeah.
big guy. You definitely can put down some food. I mean, you're tight end. Cincinnati kid, you know, you love Skyline. How many
He
conies?
doesn't like Skyline.
Hate it.
Let's say if you did.
Theoretically, how many conies do you think you could take down?
Theoretically, I've eaten maybe 2 conies in my whole life.
That's crazy.
That's unreal.
He gets
No,
like
He always gets
when I
Jersey
get
Mike's
balance.
whenever we go to Skyline after games.
Yeah.
That's Jersey Mike's is where it's at in Chipotle. That's all I.
Well, let's just say, like, if you had to, how
If
many?
you had,
Like,
do you think you could take down 10?
Yeah, I could probably take down 10. I think
all right. Well, I
it
think you
might
should,
take me a long time.
you should give us your Chipotle order. 'Cause
Yeah.
You've got a very intense Chipotle order.
All right, so I'll give you what I like the biggest Chipotle order I get because I sometimes mix it up. Got to have different portions. But
Yeah.
you like the biggest one I usually get is I'll get a bowl and then lay the tortilla within the bowl, put it in there, and then get double brown rice. I think the brown rice tastes better than the white.
Me too.
It's a different taste. It just tastes better. I feel like the white. I don't know.
doesn't really,
tastes
white
like-
really doesn't like have a taste.
Got the
Yeah.
lime. It's got the cilantro lime.
Yeah. It's a little,
like
That's
that
good.
lime. Nah. But yeah, I get that double brown rice, and then I get double steak, and then another serving of chicken on there. And then I get extra corn. Gotta get the extra corn, get that spice, and then cheese and lettuce.
how does
And
that
then-
fit? Oh,
That's the problem. Sometimes doesn't, but it tastes good. So and it fills me up. So gotta go with that.
yeah.
I mean,
you
that's
have-
gotta be running up over $15.
oh,
It's like 20. It's cool though.
That's
I
cool.
remember we would go to the Finneytown Chipotle like after lifting, and you would get that and then give it to you for like $9.
yeah.
Oh yeah, they never charge the extra meat.
Yeah.
You gotta get the extra meat.
You have to.
I'd be paying the same amount as him, just getting chicken and rice and queso.
Yeah.
It's the same as his.
Unfair.
They don't charge it right. It's the best.
All right, we had another question from my brother actually. He asked, how many conies can Andy eat?
Ooh.
For those that don't know who Andy is Mr. Klare, the GOAT.
That's a good question. That's a good question.
Is he a
Oh.
Skyline fan or no?
I think he is. He definitely is. Yeah, he could definitely throw back some
Oh,
conies for sure.
Sure.
Yeah, for sure. I think he'll get that 10 pretty easily.
Yeah. Well, I think like just speaking like calorie wise, like that burrito bowl you get from Chipotle like has to be equivalent to like probably like 9 cheese conies at least.
Probably.
So like
Yeah.
I think you can easily get 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think so. I mean, it just depends on the environment. Obviously, got to be the right environment, and then
Sure.
how hungry I am. So
What is the reasoning behind the hate for Skyline?
I just never liked it. I feel like it just tastes. I don't like the liquidy chili. Come on now. And then hot dogs in general are just disgusting.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm not eating them.
I mean, you
I'm
can
a
get it
big-
without the dogs.
Chili cheese sandwich.
Yeah, that's how I move.
I'm also just a really picky eater, so
Max
I
is
don't-
very healthy. Very healthy.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about that, but I'm just picky.
Okay, Mr. Double Grilled Chicken Salad.
All right, Max. So during our careers at St. X Baseball, you were called the greatest athlete that our coach has ever seen. Now you have the opportunity if you want to play college baseball. What is what does that path look like for you now? Like, do you think you're gonna do that or no?
Right now I don't think I will, but I mean, obviously things could change. I feel like I still have a lot of time left in college to figure things out. I'm not too sure though what it looks like. I'm just kind of taking it day by day. So we'll see.
Yeah. It's hard this
And,
year
like-
with your injury, right?
Yeah, with the injury too, I think I don't
Yeah.
know if I'll do it because
And-
I'll probably got another 8 or 9 weeks and baseball will already be started by then. So
Yeah, I also feel like it's just like baseball and football, like they train so much differently. And especially for you, like being a tight end and like they want you to put on some weight and like some muscle and stuff. Like just like having to deal with that. And then also like training for baseball with like mobility and stuff. It's just like so hard. And then add on top of that your injury. Like it's definitely like super hard to play 2 sports in college, like especially. But even in your situation, like currently with your injury and stuff, like it's got to be super hard to be able to get
Yeah.
out there before, winter when they start ramping up.
yeah, no, definitely it's a lot different.
Yeah.
The factors that play into it. So right now I'm not really planning on it, but I don't know what it looks like.
Kind of the landscape of college baseball is very different now too, because transfer portal and all that stuff. Like a lot of the teams, their starting lineups are all like 21, 22-year-olds. It's just like
Yeah, it's wild.
crazy.
It's out of control
Because
pretty much.
COVID started it like at all.
Yeah, we have a few 7-years on our team, which is crazy.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's
what were
absurd.
we in, like 6th grade, 7th
Yeah.
grade?
Yeah.
Wild. And like,
Crazy.
I mean, I don't know if you guys have seen like JT Daniels. Like he has an opportunity to play another year and maybe potentially another one if his red shirt goes in. And he's already played on 4 teams and he's transferring West Virginia now. He could potentially play in every single Power 5 conference.
That's
I saw that
absurd.
I think he needs, I forget, it might be the ACC.
Yeah,
I forget
ACC.
who he needs, but he's played Big 12. Yeah.
He's played
Crazy.
ACC, Big 12.
Pac-12.
Pac-12,
Pac-12.
ACC.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Wild to
He
think
hasn't
about.
got a Big 10. He hasn't got a Big 10 yet.
And like Stetson Bennett is the same age as Lamar Jackson, and Stetson Bennett's like a finalist for the Heisman, and Lamar won it in 2016.
2016.
Like that's it's crazy.
Yeah,
makes
I've been-
no sense.
That's like 8 years ago. That's actually, or 6 years ago. Jesus.
yeah, that's crazy. I
That's
couldn't
absurd.
imagine
I kind of disagree with the Heisman. I don't think it should all be quarterbacks in there. I think they gotta mix up the position a little bit, in my opinion.
Definitely.
Mike Corum should have been in that running, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
I don't know how Stetson gets in, and like you could easily throw in like a million
Hooker.
guys in that 4th spot.
Just like even statistically,
Oh yeah, like
he's like
watch
not.
the
He's like,
game. You watch the games. I mean, he's
Yeah.
not. He's not a high. You don't watch him be like, oh my god, that's a Heisman finalist.
yeah, it's all this year's also weird because like besides Caleb Williams, like no one else is really like shot like blown my like eyes away. Where like I'm like this guy's like a complete Heisman candidate. Like CJ Stroud's always been a fraud. Me and Hulse have been saying that for a while and showed a Michigan game. But like I just feel like he has no shot. Stetson obviously has no shot. He shouldn't even be in there. And I think they should have thrown in like maybe like a Drew May, but or Luke May. I don't know. It's weird this year for Heisman.
Yeah, I got a couple more questions for you, Max. Back to the college sports stuff. I want you to like tell us about the difference between kind of what St. X, like the weight lifting and like stuff like that, the conditioning versus Purdue. Like how big of it is a step up, and if you had any like advice to some high schoolers right now, what would that be?
Yeah, no, definitely. I think St. X really got us prepared well. I mean, especially the years, the football season with the summer conditioning and stuff we did. We had long days. And I would say it was pretty similar, honestly, to what I experienced this summer. So it wasn't too crazy of a difference. But, I mean, it just depends on where you go to high school, really, and what that jump will be like. But, I mean, college football is definitely a lot different, though. I mean, the guys are a lot bigger, a lot stronger, a lot faster, a lot more physical. So it's a big difference, and some people it takes a while for them to catch up to that. So, I mean, you just gotta be patient with it and trust that, just trust the process really, and then just take it one day at a time and learn from your peers, and you'll be all right.
Good advice. Good advice.
Appreciate that.
I'm trying to look at any more questions we have. I don't think we have any directed at Max. I mean, we had one, but I know. Tell us about the ladies at Purdue, Max.
Oh man, no, we're not gonna get into all that. Come on.
You putting yourself on fraud watch?
Yeah, I mean, you get
we
he doesn't
should
have any
get-
time.
Max Clare's on Fraud Watch. Calling
We
him.
get Charlie in here. He's out there.
Yeah. Is he
Bring
here?
him in here. Bring him in
Bring
here.
him in.
Dude's actually
He's not a
good.
fraud. He can't
he's
be a
on
fraud.
Fraud Watch.
He can't be.
not.
Mets.
In the middle of a Fortnite game, so he's gonna come in after. Always on that forward. He's always
That's-
posted up on the.
That new Fortnite goes crazy. though.
Huh?
That new Fortnite goes crazy. I've been playing a little bit. Graphics are
Is
insane.
the new map good?
It's like the same. I don't pay attention to Fortnite that much, but all I know is the graphics are crazy and there's like motorcycles now. And they brought back the Scar, so
Oh,
So I
OP.
mean,
OP.
I'm back. That's what I'm saying. And I think XXX Metsy needs to
Oh,
make
he-
a return.
I know. My long-awaited return. I might have to get back on the sticks over winter break.
Max, did you ever get into the sticks? I think all of us have played a little bit of video games.
I mean, not really. I mean, I've been playing a little bit of Madden here with Chuck.
Yeah.
Here he is. Hey, this is the man right here.
Yeah, boys.
What up, Charlie?
Hey, you got
What up,
any
bro?
questions for Chuck?
Shit.
Answer the question to Max and then
Yeah,
answer.
Max wouldn't answer it.
What is it?
Oh,
How
How
are
are
the
the
Lakers?
ladies at Purdue?
Wait, oh god. I mean, you gotta ask Max about that. He's
He ain't saying- he doesn't say anything.
He that to me.
He doesn't say anything about it.
no, I'm just.
Max is on fraud watch. Let's just throw him on it.
That's crazy.
Might as well.
Hey, what's that background, Connor?
That's what I'm
Like
saying.
that?
And Holstead, what are we doing?
Wow.
Well, that's just Halstead's tier one Ohio State hate. He's
Yeah,
like,
I'm a
you just hate Ohio
generational
State.
Ohio State hater.
That's
Yeah.
fair. That's fair.
Speaking
Like,
of
I-
the Purdue
I-
boys
I
from
like
Ohio
Purdue.
State, doesn't Ohio State come to Purdue next year?
Oh yeah, they do.
What's
Yeah,
your
that's-
schedule look like next year? You got Michigan too, right?
We got Ohio State and then Illinois and then Michigan.
That's
Damn.
At
Jeez.
Michigan.
and we play at Virginia Tech. Woo!
damn, that's a hostile environment a little bit.
Party comes to
Yeah.
town too. We play at Purdue, I think.
Really?
I think.
That's
I
not
mean,
even.
we're
that's
not going to
even-
be good.
Yeah, you guys suck.
Hey, Donnie's listening. I'd be careful what you say,
I would
man.
be
Wow.
careful.
Yeah, Donnie,
So
I'm
long-
just-
It's 3 tackles.
3 tackles and he's coming for Max. He's coming for Max on a behind the back. What's it called?
It's crazy.
Flip.
Block in the back.
Tom, you got any other questions directed for Max?
No, I didn't have any more. I mean, there's like a couple about just like Sanex basketball and stuff, but we don't have to do that with Max.
Saint X, you talking about Saint X basketball?
Yeah. All right. Peace. Yeah, we had one that was just give us a Sanex basketball preview about the team this year.
No shoot. Yeah, I've only gone to one game. First
Yeah,
game of the season.
I was there.
so- I mean, I don't really have a whole lot of experience with the team. I mean, the first game of the season was kind of rough, I'm not gonna lie, but they're still really young, so we'll see what they can do.
Oh, let's hear a
regret
story
not-
about the legendary LaSalle St. X game 2020 at Cintas Center.
Oh shoot.
I mean, let's get it. Like, what was your perspective of that game? What
A
was that?
little
like for
Devin
you?
Taylor, final
Yeah.
second.
Yeah,
buzzer.
you know,
I mean,
it didn't count. It didn't count.
he didn't get it all.
It shouldn't have counted.
Nah, we won that game. We won that game.
That was
What was?
wild.
Do you regret not playing basketball your junior and senior year, Max?
Nah, I think I was kind of done with it. I mean, I think it would have been fun, but I don't regret it.
I feel like that a junior year team could have been like a state worthy team though.
We were pretty good.
Yeah.
We were
Max,
pretty good.
I
I've
think it's
always wondered that. I've always wondered this, Max. Like, because you obviously played 3 sports, like basically your whole life. If you had to pick like one sport that you think if you'd like devoted all your time to, like, what sport do you think you would have been the best at?
If I devoted all of my time,
Yeah, like don't worry about like anything else, any other sport. If you just stuck to one sport, what sport do you think you would have been your best? Obviously, it's hard because you're playing college
Yeah.
football at a Big Ten, like a D1, Big Ten level. But like, if you had to pick one, what do you think it'd be?
yeah, I would say just like raw talent wise,
Yeah.
probably baseball.
Yeah.
Because I played baseball like my 7th grade year, 8th grade, and then
Yeah,
or 6th grade too, and then
Yeah.
picked it back up my freshman year. So I feel like if I would have devoted more time towards baseball, it probably would have been better.
what sport
But-
did you have the most joy playing when you played football?
I don't know. Baseball and football are very different.
Yeah, they are.
Like the way it's played, the
Mhm.
physicality,
Yeah,
and like I feel like playing both of them together was really a good combination.
yeah,
because,
sure.
like, you get like both sides of it,
for sure.
and I can't really choose one or the other because I love both of them. I mean, they're great sports.
Sure. I'm glad you said baseball.
Yeah.
That's the right answer.
I think, yeah,
I
it's-
agree with baseball too.
I think baseball's also like, if you want to be the best at it, you have to spend a lot of time on it. Like, it's basically a year-round sport. And like
Yeah.
the fact that you quit for like 3 years and then came back freshman year and was still our best player was like, it's just mind blowing. The fact that you like you have to be so good at a sport for you to just leave it for a few years and then like come back immediately. And
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
For
for
those
those-
that don't really know baseball, like there's like 5 skills like make you a good player. It's like what was it, Tom and Mets? It was like
power, speed,
power,
arm,
speed, the
hit.
ability to hit for contact, the ability to hit for power,
arm strength.
the arm strength. I think that's all of them. But like the fact that you were the best, like at like not even like I'm not trying to sound like foolish. Like you probably had the most talented on all of those for our team. Wouldn't you agree?
yeah.
Yeah, you're a 5-star player. And for those who don't know, like Max and I played baseball together, like St. X and travel ball, like all throughout high school. And it was crazy to see like your growth and stuff. Cause our junior summer for summer ball for Midland, and there were MLB scouts coming to our games left and right to watch Max play, which was crazy, very cool. And it seemed like every time you'd go up and the scouts were there, you would walk every time because no one wanted to pitch to you. But that's usually how it works. But yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, that was a
I feel
lot
like
of
even
fun.
for high school ball, we had scouts coming to watch you play, dude. Like,
Yeah, that was cool.
did you have the opportunity? I feel like we've talked about this before, but did you have the opportunity to enter the draft?
I definitely could have. I don't know what it would have looked like, but
Like, did any major
thought
league
you
teams
could
reach
have.
out to you?
yeah, I mean, there's a little forum where you can answer stuff for scouts and stuff like that, and I had like a little advisor that would advise me with what to do and stuff like that. So, I mean, it's hard to say what it would have looked like if I would have fully committed to the draft, but I think there was an opportunity there. So it's just hard to say what it would have been.
I agree. And you weren't able to go to the East Coast Pro either. That whole situation was
Yeah, that was tough.
Yeah, that's
very cool. If you weren't able to
I
go.
wanted to go to that. Yeah, that was crazy.
Max, do you have any NIL deals at Purdue?
Do I?
I don't know. Do you?
Hey, I haven't done anything yet, so no.
No.
You got to get out on that field, man.
Maybe you could get one with Not the Play podcast. Maybe we can
dirty.
Down for that.
NIL deal.
Not the play pod athlete.
That'd be dirty.
In the bio.
That actually could be sick.
We'll
Are you
get you,
okay?
some- we'll get you some
Max, you got
merch,
that, you
Max.
got that blue check yet?
Nah, I wish.
God, you gotta be able to get one now.
The
Like
fact that
you're-
Reed Stegbauer is verified and you're not
Yeah,
a sad
that's a fraud.
society, Max.
So,
Reed Stegbauer, he's very
it's on Twitter because he bought it.
bought that.
Max, you
no,
could easily get that blue check.
Yeah.
God,
on Instagram or what?
yeah, on Instagram.
Instagram, yeah.
Well, you see how that works is like there's people within the program that get that for you, and like right now there's not really a person within our program that does that.
Gotcha.
So I think there used to be, but he left. So
You got to get on that, dude.
I think
you
we
just
might
gotta know people. You gotta know
crown
people.
Max
for
the
that.
first Not the Play podcast athlete. I think we're
I'm all here for it.
It has to be
We'll get
Max.
you some merch. We'll get you right, Max.
The merch. I need
All right.
What's
Well, I think we're pretty good here. I mean, do we have any other topics we need to go over with our guest here?
I think we got everything.
I think we asked everything we could have.
All right, Max. I mean, it was a pleasure
course.
having you on. You're always allowed to come on. I mean, one of our favorite guests, Max Klare. So thank you. Our first Not to Play podcast athlete. First
Let's
source.
go. Fire me up, boys.
Yeah,
Fire
thanks
me
for
up.
coming on, Max.
See you, buddy.
Hey, y'all,
Max.
boys.
Appreciate it.
I'll see y'all soon.
Yes, sir.
He's a goofball.
He is a goofball.
It'd be dirty to have him as a first not to play athlete.
That'd actually be kind of cool, though. If we
Kinda cool, yeah.
count.
That would be Barstool athlete.
Yeah.
Not the play pod athlete.
All right, I've been wanting to say this for this whole episode. The boys went 4-0 this week.
I knew you were gonna.
I'm
That's
back.
one about.
I'm back.
That's one
I'm
about-
back. Thank you.
He's
What
back.
I finally hit, and after doing some long studying off Brenny's playbook from last week, I am officially. I think this bet's gonna hit next week or this week that I'm about to say, and I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
Honestly, Brenny was so wrong. Everything.
Yeah, I
he
know.
said
Brenny was hitting on my
so
pick.
wrong. Everything was wrong.
My bet hit with ease.
I told everyone the Bills were gonna blow out the Patriots, and he was like, "No, the Patriots home divisional game."
Yeah.
Won by like 20.
Fade Brenny and listen to us. We are the play.
I don't know. Brady he agreed. He agreed with my Browns -7 pick. I also think it's just because like that game was so relevant that like he probably didn't look into it. But I just knew that -7 was free money.
Let's hear your can't lose pick then.
All right. My can't lose pick of this week. I love to do these games when we do them when we do our pod on Thursdays or like Wednesdays or Thursdays, and then we have that Thursday night game coming up. I got the odds at the Raiders -5. Right now it's -6.5, which isn't looking good for me. A little reverse line movement. Thanks, Brenny. But I think that with Baker coming in, like they're actually the Rams actually are going to look horrible. Like they're going to look so bad that I think the Raiders are going to look like a Super Bowl team. Like I think Derek Carr and Devontae Adams might go for 200 tonight. I know Jalen Ramsey, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But I think Josh Jacobs is also gonna have a big game. I see the Raiders winning by a touchdown, and that's where I got him at. I got him at -5. Currently it's -6.5. I don't know if I'd touch that, but I still think that they're gonna win by a lot.
Mets. I'm sharing my screen right now. I'm tailing you so hard right now. How much? Give me a number 0 to 30.
I put 15 on it.
All right,
That's not a 5-unit max whale play.
No, it's not. I've never had that. I've never had that in my life.
Just wait for the college
18.
football playoff.
18 like that.
Just wait for the college football playoff. That's a max unit play.
I'll throw 17 on it, Mets.
Should we talk about the playoffs a little bit? I know it's in a few weeks, but
Let's get these locks out of the way, and then we'll. Let's hear Connors. What you got?
I am riding. Let me get it up on my screen. I'm riding the Vikings money line this weekend over the Lions. I know the Lions are at home.
Pick.
I don't think so, dude. I think I like the Vikings. You guys hated me for it, but I like it. I mean, the Lions are very hot, coming off. Is it 4 of their past 5 games they've won? 3 of the past 4? Something like that. But the Lions are at home. The Vikings are the Lions are favored right now.
Yeah.
I'm going with the Vikings -110 on their money line. I'm taking that.
The thing is, Brenny's like, this is gonna sound weird, but he's like changed my mind about sports betting because like I used to do it like just based on feel. But now, like, I'm looking at that. I'm like, why would Vegas make the Vikings a dog against the Detroit Lions?
I'm telling you right now.
Like
the Lions winning that game.
The Lions might win that game, but it's just like the public is going to be so on the Vikings. Like it's going to be like 85% of the bets are going to be on the Vikings. And I just feel like the Lions somehow they look good. Goff has been looking like a top 15, 17 quarterback in the league. Great game manager, Jamal Williams, DeAndre Swift. I think they might win that game, but I feel like that Vikings, like that line is just so hard not to take. Like you're thinking, why would a Vikings team lose to this Lions team? There's no, you can't fathom it. Like there's no reason for you to put money.
Vegas knows something. They know something. Yeah. They're trying to tell you.
Yeah.
But people like Connor are going to look at it and be like, they're 10-2. Why are they going to be dogs against the?
I'm telling you're taking Vegas or CK. What are you riding?
I'm riding. Like, I'm not going to say my lock of the week's the Lions, but like on Sunday, I'm probably going to be rooting heavily for the Lions. My lock of the week's got to be Seahawks -3.5 against the Panthers.
Okay.
Cool.
Is it in Seattle?
It's in Seattle. Panthers aren't a good team.
Oh, that's so free.
I think Geno Smith gets it done.
Yep.
I think they maybe win by 14 points.
I'm taking that right now too as we speak, Halstead.
Degenerate.
It's a square bet, but
it is a square bet. It's not sharp.
It's not sharp.
I'm going Chiefs at Broncos under 44. Like, when have the Broncos games gone over 44 all year? None.
I like that.
None happened. I mean,
they've scored.
The Chiefs are going to score what? Maybe 27 points. Broncos aren't scoring 17 points. I'll tell you that right now.
I love that bet.
It's also, I like that too. It's all like I looked at this because obviously if you're like, you guys know the thing about like Russell Wilson bathrooms in his house. And
yeah.
The most points the Broncos have scored this year, I think, is like 21, 22, which is just completely like insane. To have Russell Wilson, Cortland Sutton, like to have that, like you would think they'd score like 28 here and there. No. Russell Wilson's thrown 8 touchdown passes in it's week 13, week
Yep.
12. Like it's getting ridiculous at this point. They're playing
And Courtland
so bad.
Sutton's out. So
But I mean, you still have Jerry Jeudy, KJ Hamler. Like it's a
yeah.
good team on paper.
Mhm.
Like it makes no sense. It's shocking that they're paying that guy $250 million. I
It's
think it is.
embarrassing.
yeah,
It's
It's
crazy.
you're paying him more when Drew Lock could have done the exact same thing
Yeah.
for an offense.
And yeah,
I think their odds to win the Super Bowl at the beginning of the year were like better than the Bengals. I think.
Oh yeah.
probably. I was
think they
so
were.
low on the my brother lives out in Denver, and I visited him out like Labor Day weekend, and he was saying like how much buzz is going around like the Broncos, and I'm like, dude, like they're not going to be good this year. Like I had a feeling about it. Like I just knew they weren't going to be good. I didn't think they were going to be this bad. I thought they'd maybe squeak in like the 7th seed and maybe make the playoffs, but they're playing so bad. They're playing such bad football right now, and it's just crazy to think that they were like AFC West favorites. Like the AFC West was supposed to be the best division in football.
Yeah,
Now
let's talk about the
Chargers
Chargers. I mean, frauds. Chargers
Frauds.
frauds.
Complete frauds.
Anyone who wants to talk to me about why Justin Herbert is a better quarterback than Joe Burrow, like you have no knowledge of just knowledge. You don't have common sense. Like, listen, Herbert can make throws that Burrow can't make. Like Herbert is a generational arm.
Yeah.
Cannot win a game.
Yeah.
Cannot win a football game. I
Yeah,
don't
the
think
thing
he's a
about Joe
leader.
Burrow,
Not a leader. Like I don't think that
Yeah.
locker room is playing like behind Herbert like they do for Burrow. Like Burrow gets the guys like going. Like people want to play for Burrow. Like people want to play in Cincinnati.
Yeah.
People are excited to play in Cincinnati because of Burrow.
when I think
Herbert's
of Joe
not doing
Burrow,
that.
when I think of Joe Burrow, I literally think of just the word winner. Like he just simply just gets it done. Like
Yeah.
he's not gonna like show. He's not a Patrick Mahomes where he's gonna like show. Like I don't really know how to describe. You know what I'm saying?
Like
though?
like no look throws. Like
Yeah, he's not gonna be like making showboat throws,
Yeah.
but he just simply gets it done when it needs to be done. That's what I love the man. I think he's so cool. Like there's just something about him.
he's the definition. I mean, the nickname, people hate it, Joe Cool. That's what he is. He stands in the pocket and he makes the throw when he needs to make the throw. And he has some of the best weapons in the league there for him.
Yeah.
And the defense, the Bengals defense looks really good right now.
Oh my god, Jermaine Pratt is so underrated. It's unreal.
That they look really good right now. I thought the game was going to be even more high scoring than that. And to be honest, I think the Bengals could have blown out the Chiefs.
Oh,
If
they
I-
had so many missed
I
chances.
just that
Tyler
wide
Boyd,
open
this
touchdown.
drop.
I mean,
But
they
also-
had some like that play at the end of the first half.
Yeah.
I'm playing a little bit of devil's advocate here, but like if Travis Kelce doesn't fumble there, the Chiefs might end up winning that game.
Yes.
But it's football. That's what
Yeah.
happens.
Exactly. I'm just saying, like, it could have been a blowout, yes, but the Chiefs also had some mistakes that they could have won. Like
I mean,
that game,
that's
so-
every game.
yeah, that game could have went either way. Like you can make a point and like you have to hear it out either way. Like both teams were playing good and they made some crucial mistakes, but Bengals ended up winning. And go back to you, what you said, Halstead. Like I was a big Justin Herbert over Burrow fan, like just like quarterback wise. But now watching these last few weeks, and it's just like Burrow's just like he's just the ideal quarterback. Like he's just an elite pocket present. Like his pocket passing is crazy. He can scramble. Like people underestimate like his scrambling ability and his ability to get a first down when he needs to on like 3rd and 3 out of the pocket. And like he's not gonna make those sidearm throws, and like he's not gonna go on Instagram for making a crazy throw, but he just gets the throws that he needs, and he's just a way better quarterback than Herbert is. And he's a winner. Like what you said, Herbert's not winning games. He hasn't been in the playoffs. So I don't know how people can say that. And people are still arguing that, which
Yeah.
just completely
Before we got-
Unreal.
Before we got on the podcast, Tom sent this thing into our group chat, and it was an ESPN notification. It said, looking back on the 2020 draft, does Joe Burrow still go number 1, or do you take Herbert, or who was the other one?
Tua.
Tua, yeah. Like that is like ESPN
don't-
amazing.
That's so stupid.
That's what I said. The fact that this is on my phone right now is ridiculous. Like that's just making people click for a reason.
Yeah.
Like, that's just so stupid. Why would the Bengals not take the guy who brought them to the Super Bowl the year before?
This guy has literally turned their franchise into in a 180.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I saw some of these tweets like this past weekend of, I don't know if it was like 2019 or 2018 or whatever, and this just the stands at Paul Brown Stadium back then, completely empty. There was that one sign that was like, if you like build it, they will come. And then 3 years later, place is jammed, like sold out. Bengals beat the Chiefs again. Like they own Patrick Mahomes, the best.
You're paying $200 for standing room tickets.
Yeah,
against the
it's-
Browns. Like,
Yeah, I
changed
can't-
everything.
living in Cincinnati, being a Browns fan, I can't remember I've been to almost every single game like my whole life where the Browns are playing in Cincy, and this year like tickets are like $250. I'm like, it's just not worth it. Like it's really not. Like the Bengals, like their tickets have just gone up every single year just because of like how much better they've been recently, which is crazy to think because like 3 years ago tickets were like $15.
yeah.
Now they're like $200 free.
I remember that. I feel like when the Bengals first tickets like started like going up is last year when they played the Chiefs. I got my parents got us a couple tickets for my birthday. I think we got 3 tickets for like it was like $280.
Yeah.
Which is like still expensive. Like, but like the fact that it was like, what is 280 divided by 3? Let me do some quick
90,
math.
it's like 90.
Yeah, it's 93. That's like
Yeah.
still fairly cheap for a football game. Now you're paying like $200.
Yeah.
Absurd.
And yeah. Burrow's just I mean like being a Browns fan now I can like I want Burrow as my quarterback, and I think every single team besides the Bills and Chiefs will confidently say that they'd rather have Burrow than their quarterback, and if they're not, they're a liar. Like are you taking Jalen Hurts over Burrow? No. Like
Jalen Hurts
I
is
honestly
an
really I don't
athlete.
think you can make a case for any quarterback besides Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes, and maybe not even Josh Allen anymore. That's a stretch, but Bills fans still want Allen. I don't think that any fan base can make an argument that they'd rather have their quarterback over Joe Burrow if you're not a Chiefs or Bills fan.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what other quarterback is gonna bring what he did to the city. He hasn't even won a Super Bowl yet. That's crazy.
Yeah. Like when they eventually win a Super Bowl, like Cincinnati's not gonna know what to do with themselves. I don't even know what it's gonna be.
We're
like.
not even a football town. Like
Yeah.
the Reds have been so shit for years. Like their time is due if their owners start paying people, which they probably won't.
The
because
Reds
never-
that's a
they-
whole
they-
different
That's a
discussion.
whole different story.
I-
Don't
I'm
even get
just
us
saying
started.
we're not even.
Don't
a
even
football
get me
town.
started on the Reds right now, dude.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying we're not even a football town. Like the fact that there's more love for the Reds, like historically, and now like this city is coming together for the Bengals is like really cool. And I'm like, even though I'm not a Bengals fan, I can still appreciate like that fact, which is really cool.
Mhm.
All right, let's get talking about the college football. I got some things I got to get off my chest about these final rankings last week.
Started off. I knew it was gonna happen.
I can't stand the fact Ohio State's going to get blown out at home, get sent home. They don't go to a Big Ten championship. They sit at home and they get rewarded with the 4th spot in the rankings because USC obviously they lost. I just hate the fact that you earn your spot to have a chance to play in your conference championship, and USC they had everything to lose. Like, okay, cool, you win a Pac-12 championship, but like, I think it's so unfair that Ohio State gets to get blown out at home. They don't have a chance to get their season spoiled in the last week, and they get rewarded. I think that's one of the most dumb things in college football is that
Which
it's just they get
just
rewarded.
why like when the playoffs do get expanded, like there's going to be a lot of blowouts. Yeah. But teams that like, for example, USC, they lost to Utah twice. Utah's a top 12 team in the country. Like USC, they have some quality wins. Yeah. But it's just the fact that there's only 4 teams that can go into playoff, and they make it the biggest deal ever versus a 2-loss versus a 1-loss team. Like I'm taking a Bama 2-loss team over Ohio State 1-loss just because of how bad Ohio State lost at home to their rivals. They like Halsted said, they sat in their basements, watched the Big Ten championship. Meanwhile, Alabama lost to Tennessee by a field goal when Neyland was packed, and they lost
to
another
LSU when it was packed.
When it was
on
packed,
a 2-point
yeah.
conversion.
I
lost by a
completely agree. I'm
combined
taking a
4.
2-loss Alabama over a 1-loss
Yeah.
LSU.
I think they need to the playoffs got to do something where they ask Ohio State, is Smith and Jigba going to be able to play? And they have to tell them. And if they say yes, great. If they say no,
You're not
their
going
fault. They should be able to do that. Because Hendon Hooker, that's why Tennessee got screwed because Hendon Hooker got hurt.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just
How much do we think Ohio State loses by to Georgia? Honestly, I think 20 plus points. I think Ohio State.
I
sucks.
see 21, and I also see 3.
Yeah, I get it both ways.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm terrified for this game.
Yeah.
I'm terrified. I got the spread at 6.5. I'm terrified for this game because I can see it go any way. Because I mean, we've seen this Ohio State team look like the greatest team ever, and then the most fraudulent team ever. And I'm gonna stand on the island that they're the most fraudulent team ever, but you also have to look at the quarterback play. Like it's Stetson Bennett versus CJ Stroud. And
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but CJ Stroud is the better quarterback there.
Yeah.
I hate
Well
to
said.
say it.
I have a scenario for you.
I already know what it's going to be.
No, just hear me out. Ohio State somehow sneaks a win versus Georgia.
I can't
Obviously,
do
we
it.
think Michigan's going to beat TCU. That's anonymous, right?
Yeah.
Michigan makes it. We have the game in the championship, and Ohio State somehow wins. What do you do with it?
I
You're
might not
obviously
be on the
fraud watch.
podcast. I might not be on social media. I might move to Arkansas or Montana. So you get off the grid. I can't deal with that. I've talked too much shit.
Yeah, it's
I can't. I
think
just
you move
can't.
out of the country at that point. I'll say you're that down bad.
That would be literally game of my life.
Yep.
Game literally my pride and my dignity, everything is on the line.
Also, I just feel like I'm not the biggest Ohio State fan. I'm not the biggest Michigan fan. I'm pretty neutral when it comes to college football, but like I just have something deep down that tells me that's gonna happen. We're gonna get a rematch. Like it's just like we've never seen these two in the college football playoff together. They're the biggest rivals in college football. Somehow the football gods are gonna make this rematch happen in the national championship. And I don't know what's gonna happen from there, but it's very hard to be. I mean, it's not. I mean, I don't know who would win, what would win, whatever. But it'd be just crazy to happen.
I completely agree because the committee easily could have put Ohio State at 3 and have them play first round, like easily. No one would have complained about that.
Exactly.
They could have easily done that, but I feel like they did it for a reason. They kept them apart.
They know something we don't.
It's
have
kind of like
to.
Vegas. Vegas, like they know something, and I'm terrified. I am simply terrified, and because Ohio State could easily come in and win this whole thing very easily.
They could.
And
I also think people are overlooking TCU way too much. I think TCU is a very good football team, and I think they could upset Michigan. I think Max Duggan is legit. I think he's a great quarterback. I think he's gonna be a pretty good NFL quarterback. And I just think the TCU team, the way that he leads that team, watching his press conference after the game, like they'll play for him after they showed how much passion he has for them. And like I could see them upsetting Michigan. I feel that too. I think this is going to be a really good college football playoff, and I'm really excited to watch these.
Did you guys see that drive from Max Duggan? Like, did you
That
guys
was
watch the
absurd.
game?
I was insane.
When he just ran the ball like 6 straight times.
Wasn't it
I
95
felt
yards?
tired watching.
Yeah.
It.
Yeah.
Like I simply I could feel like my lungs grasping for air like after that 2-point conversion.
Yeah, and he had to stop his teammates from congratulating him. He just had to go to the bench and just sit down.
It was one of the gutsiest drives I've ever seen in my life.
Yep. And did you see him at the I forget what game it was, but he was
I think it was Mavericks. Yeah, sipping
a
twist off.
Love it.
I just don't think TCU's defense can hang with Michigan's offense. I think, on the other hand, I think TCU's offense can hang with Michigan's defense, but I think their defense is going to be their Achilles heel in that game.
I agree.
Yeah, I think that game will be a game of 2 halves again for Michigan. It'll be really close to the first half, and then I think Michigan will pull away. And if, hypothetically, Michigan-Ohio State play in the national championship and Michigan wins, is J.J. McCarthy the best Michigan quarterback? People are going to praise him.
And Harbaugh is coached, yeah.
Harbaugh is the greatest coach of all time, but I also think Ryan Day's gone. If that happens, I think Ryan Day has to go.
No,
you cannot
you
cannot lose that rivalry 2 times in 1 year. 3 and go 0-3 in the last 2 years.
And he does bring him to a national championship at the same time.
Yeah, but he's already on.
You don't lose to that team.
Yeah,
You coach Ohio State to beat that team.
Yeah,
that's your game. You don't lose to that team.
Bring back Urban.
They want him.
I mean, that'd be sick.
It's weird because Harbaugh, like Michigan fans were Harbaugh's throat after he lost like 4-5 years
It
in
was
a
like
row.
6 in a row.
Yeah,
It was
like in 2020 when they were dog shit, people were going for his neck, saying that he needs to be fired, blah, blah, blah. And then the year that he beats Ohio State, they're all like, Harbaugh's the greatest coach ever.
Yeah.
And now that he won this year, he solidified his spot for the next 5-6 years, no matter what happens. He could go 0-5 the next 5 years, and he still has these 2 wins to show that he like deserves to be a Michigan head coach. And like Ohio State, they hate losing to Michigan more than they like beating them. So the fact that Ryan Day, if he loses like what you said twice in 1 year and 0-3, I think he has to go.
I mean, he hasn't beat them since 2019 because they
Yeah.
didn't play 2020. 2021 they got whooped. This year they got whooped.
Yeah.
I mean, Ohio
You
State
got a really good
fans-
argument for it. You do.
Because I mean, there's probably a bunch of NFL offense, like NFL spots, like coordinator, whatever, that are going to open up. He can easily get in there. Like he can get a job in the NFL. You cannot lose to that team 3 times in 2 years and show your face. You can't. You're like you lose the fan base. You lose the fan base.
Let's say he does leave and Fickle has a couple good years at Wisconsin. You think he's the man for the job? I think so.
He has to be.
I agree.
I think that's his only job that he's going to stay in college football. I think he's either at Wisconsin for a few years and then he's in the NFL, or he's at Ohio State.
I think it's got to be Ohio State.
I'm going to be interested to see how Fickle can recruit kids to come to Wisconsin. Because like, I mean, yeah, they have a shot to go to the Big Ten championship every year just because of how shitty the West is and everything. But like him at UC, like I feel like they just had nothing going for them. And then once Fickle got there, they got a few decently big name recruits. They got a few kids out of the portal. I'm going to be really interested to see how he like does this first year.
Yeah. No, I'm really interested. I totally agree.
Yeah.
Because Wisconsin, that's not a bad program.
No,
like
it's not. Like,
No.
and running, like they have a really good history with running backs. They could get a 4 or 5 star there to go there. O-line, but skill players, I don't know.
I was just caught so off guard. I thought he was going to stay at UC until the Ohio State job opened.
Same.
I always thought that.
I was at a loss for words when he left.
I mean, they're going to the Big 12. Like he's going to be a Power 5
Yes,
coach.
yeah.
I don't understand why he left, but it's got to be money, right? Like it's got.
I mean, I looked it up. I mean, he's making $2.5 million more, which like you think that's not that much, but like it is.
That's a lot of money.
If we're offered
that-
$2.5 million more dollars, I think we're all taking it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to
but-
go to Big 10 school versus an AAC school, like
And I think like that super conference thing's kind of coming
Mhm.
up a little bit.
but the Big 12 is going to be dog shit because like Texas, like they're all
Yeah,
league
exactly.
They'll fold though. Big 12 will fold.
for sure.
It's going to be just the SEC, Big 10, and then ACC.
Yeah.
ACC's not even that good. Like
But they're going to recruit. They'll get some teams.
we'll figure it out.
Mhm.
All right,
Well-
boys. I think this
Pod.
wrapping point.
I feel like it is a good wrapping point. We'll be back home in Cincy. I feel like we should
Yeah,
do a little.
we should all come together.
Yeah, we gotta
Yeah.
do an in-person episode for sure.
It's all
maybe
happening.
over break. Really appreciate you guys sticking to it, listening for us the whole time. Make sure you guys follow us again on social media.
TikTok. Hey, we didn't
TikTok,
shout out Trent.
TikTok's
Got
blowing
our
up,
fans.
dude.
Freezer Tarps and
Shout out
Trent.
to-
Shout out to Harps and Trent.
We
Yeah,
on the come up.
we are on the come up. TikToks are blowing up, so
Share the TikToks with your friends. Seriously, that's probably the biggest way we're gonna get
Yeah.
bigger. So
all right. Well, thank you, everyone. Hope you have a good finals week, and we'll see you next week.
Love you all.
See ya.